behalf of University Health Services and the Division of Student Affairs, I would like to thank you all for being here. I would like to give special thanks to Chancellor Motley and for Mayor Walsh for joining us here today. And I want to acknowledge the efforts of our collegiate recovery program here on campus, without whom this event would not have been possible. A collegiate recovery program is a supportive environment within the campus culture that reinforces the decision to disengage from addictive behavior. It provides an educational opportunity alongside recovery support to ensure that students do not have to sacrifice one for the other. And we are very proud here at UMass Boston to be a part of a growing number of collegiate recovery programs across the country. This partnership here is evidence of our determination and commitment to build bridges between our Massachusetts recovery high schools and UMass Boston. And we're very pleased today that 4 out of our 5 Massachusetts recovery high schools were able to attend today. Before hearing from Chancellor Motley and from Mayor Walsh, I want to take a moment to review our progress in the last year toward growing our recovery support program and our recovery support community, strengthening the resources available to our current students and to those students who may choose UMass Boston in the future. So some of the things that we're very proud of is the engagement that's happened both here on campus as well as in the community, and you'll see that that community extends to Greater Boston, to the state, and even to the national level. And one of the things I want to acknowledge is that in the last year we've been able to increase the capacity of the programming that we're offering and the support that we're offering because we've had increased staffing within our health and wellness program. And I want to acknowledge that is because of the efforts of our relatively new executive director in University Health Services, Robert Pomales, who joined us less than 2 years ago and within a very short period of time recognized the fact that we needed more staff to do the work that needed to be done. And he got that staff, and that's allowed me to increase the amount of time and effort that I can put toward recovery on campus. So within the last year, we started our recovery task force, which is a task force composed of alumni, of staff, and of students, and of individuals who have more than one of those identities. Our weekly student-run recovery meeting on campus has continued, with our membership growing to over 100 students, and I had said 116, but had to cross that out because then that very day that I typed it, it increased to 117. Our undergraduate students have submitted an application for recognition as a student club, which was just completed last week. Ray Board, one of the members of our community, was nominated and received a 2016 Beacon Leadership Award for his contributions to building a community of recovery on campus, and a Campus Transformer Award from Transforming Youth Recovery, which is a national organization. And that award was for exceptional advocacy for students in recovery on campus. Our very own Andrea McCone was a finalist in the 2016 Spark Impact Award for her activism and issue advocacy. And the annual Spark Award shines a spotlight on young adults doing outstanding work to improve the city of Boston. On the expanding outside of our own community, the Massachusetts Higher Education Collegiate Recovery Collaborative was formed, which was led by us here at UMass Boston, and our current members include UMass Dartmouth, UMass Lowell, Bridgewater State University, Boston College, Boston University, and Tufts University, and that has just been since August. We partnered with the Mayor's Office of Recovery Services to increase opportunities for collaboration and for community service for our collegiate recovery community outside of the walls of UMass Boston. Lena Abdallah, class of 2016, has remained engaged. And at our last collegiate recovery statewide meeting, she represented students. And I'm very happy to say that as of today, she has applied for graduate study. And I'm sure we'll be starting in the fall in the master's program in rehabilitation counseling. Christian Arthur, class of 2015, is an alumni member of the task force. He has facilitated spoken word poetry at the William Osteguy High School, and you heard from Christian earlier today. And students from our collegiate recovery community have helped students on other campuses to grow their program and to learn about how to do that, and I've done the same thing with in my capacity. So they have also represented UMass Boston at, most recently, a screening of Generation Found. Several of our students participated in a panel, and I was very proud, the Situate Mariner, which just happens to be the paper where I grew up. At the national level, last April, I presented at the National Conference for the Association of Recovery in Higher Education, specifically on working with your recovery high schools. Presented with my colleague from the University of Texas at Austin, and then later in June, Roger Oster from the Ostagai presented a similar workshop at the 15th annual conference of the same organization that represents high schools. And Andrea McComb, again, was featured in a video that was shown at the Conference of Mayors for her role as a collegiate, talking specifically about her efforts here in collegiate recovery. And in this last year, we also joined the Association for Recovery in Higher Education, and as you can see from this slide, we joined a pretty impressive list of universities who are engaging in this very important work. In the upcoming year, some of the things that we're looking at is hopefully obtaining dedicated space on campus, establishing a scholarship for a student leaving a recovery high school in Massachusetts who chooses to come to Boston, who chooses to come to UMass Boston, who has demonstrated leadership at their recovery high school. That is one of on our wish list. To continue to grow our relationship with our high schools, to reach out to more of our community colleges, and to, with this Massachusetts Collegiate Recovery Collaborative, hold a statewide conference to provide additional support for other institutions of higher education to begin developing their own collegiate recovery programs. So that was our last year. That's what's happened since the last time that we met at the first annual Recovery High School. And I think Roger and Michelle, if she were here, would be able to say that's a whole lot more than we maybe were able to accomplish in the previous several years. So we're very proud of where we are. The foundation and backbone, Nina, of our recovery support program is the network of individuals in recovery as well as allies here on campus. When a student reaches out to me, I need to be able to pass that student along to a willing member of our recovery community. For the last several years, the #1 person in that network has been Ray Borg. I have always known that when I reached out to Ray and asked him to reach out to a new student member, that he would do so, and usually within a matter of minutes, and that is not an exaggeration. Ray will be graduating in the spring with his master's degree in something to do with chemistry. That was part of the story anyway last year. We've tried to talk him into a PhD, but it seems that we were not going to be able to keep him here any longer. The network of students on campus has grown, and I know that I now have additional people that I can count on. Many of them are here today, and some of them I think are probably mentally preparing to have the torch passed to them. A community of support such as what we have here depends on people like Ray, and in honor of his contributions, we have created a new award called the Torch Award, for the torch that he has been carrying for the last several years. This will be an annual award honoring a student from our community who has demonstrated exceptional leadership in creating and sustaining a community of recovery on campus. Ray, on behalf of Recovery at UMB and the community that you have helped to create, please accept this reward as a symbol of how much you are appreciated and how much we will miss you.
And there's the t-shirt.
There's the t-shirt. I already gave it to him. Okay. So with that, we very much appreciate Chancellor Motley being here today and honoring us with his presence, and I'm going to invite him. And I also want to say that Chancellor Motley has always been very, very supportive of our efforts, and that we very much appreciate that as well. Thank you. I don't think that is it. Oh, they're laughing. I had to steal the picture from Facebook.
You had to get it from somewhere. I know that we're waiting for the mayor to come, but I just wanted to have the opportunity to come before you and say hello to you. So, first of all, my name is Keith Motley. I'm the chancellor here at the University of Massachusetts in Boston. And all that is a glorified way of saying that I'm like the principal here. I'm the dude that's in charge, but I'm not really in charge because everybody here is someone who's doing something special in this place. Know that this university, the one you're in hanging out today, that you've been in since about 10 o'clock today, is your space. This is a place. I know you saw all those other schools up there, but your public university in a great city like Boston is waiting for you. And these students can attest to that. This space is open for you regardless of what it is that you think you want to do now. But also it's open to you if you think whatever it is that you want to do now doesn't end up being what you actually end up doing, because all of us change our lives at some point in this process. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with the rest of my life. People walk up to me all the time and say, Chancellor, aren't you so grateful that you're so successful? And they act like this is all I want to do with the rest of my life. Like it's done. There's nothing else that I want to accomplish. If I accomplish getting one of you to say yes to us at some point, and that this institution helps transform your life, then that's that other thing that I wanted to do with my life. To connect with you, to make sure you know that we welcome you, and make sure you know that in a great city like this where 100,000 people are studying to earn some kind of opportunity to learn and go forward with in the future and then contribute is an amazing thing. So we're a space that welcomes you. Never forget that. On those days when you need to, come out here on this campus on a day even like today and look out on this ocean and just chill. There's nothing like getting in an environment like this and just sitting there thinking, reflecting, and just contemplating what you're going to do next in your life.